Today's horoscope and tarot from Astro Academy, Taurus, March 1, 2022. Finding common ground with others is inspiring, boosting your mood. You're enthusiastic about your ideas and experiences, and others tend to support or encourage you to go with your ideas. The flow of communication is smoother than usual, and it feels right. While your independence and personal needs are an important focus in your life these days, you enjoy sharing and interacting more than usual today. People appreciate your point of view. Aim to detach yourself a little from heavier topics and demanding activities for a nice change of pace. Catching feelings for your special someone? In addition to the new beginnings taking place in your personal life, there are opportunities for dating and romance. Savvy Mercury, celestial ruler of your exotic ninth house of adventure, expansion, and unknown territory, will continue its stay in Aquarius via your stability-seeking second house of value systems. Perspective is everything, and you're seeing this firsthand. The lunar energy sparks a little creativity as it hits your sector of communication and local communities today. You might feel gentler in your approach to your paraprofessional relationships, as the moon in Pisces invites you to speak softly. You might have an unexpected heart-to-heart with a coworker today, which could take away from the actual work to be done while adding something more meaningful to your workplace relationships. Aside from that, be sure to be clear about the details so that the lunar energy does not cloud your to-do list with confusion. Even though Mercury only returned to your income sector last weekend, he is already slowing down ahead of a retrograde turn in 7 days. The moon's recent visit and alignment with both Mercury and Saturn has revealed a very real chance to take your financial power back, and that this is something that you don't want to rush. Your open manner is reflected in your private life, taking pleasure in talking to new friends and exchanging points of view. Your friendly attitude could turn spontaneous chats into long-term friendships. Your family is very satisfied with these changes and enjoys your positive charisma. When everything, even your love life, grinds to a halt, you might be tempted to throw a fit. Don't stress. It's nothing more than an astral traffic jam. You should be back in the saddle really soon. Connecting with those people you admire most, you cannot help but make it obvious you fancy them. Your honesty and charm provide you with a pleasant naturalness that helps you succeed when you flirt in this way. Your tenderness and sensitivity lets you get away with this direct approach and make headway. You tend to experience everything on an emotional level. Today, be receptive to the celestial atmosphere by reflecting upon how your emotions influence your health. This knowledge will help direct you in terms of diet and exercise. And it is really not that difficult. If you make the daily intake of fresh produce a goal, go to bed well before midnight, and exercise regularly, you will not only secure your good looks, but also feel more emotionally balanced. You may find that the contemplative nature of this day works to your benefit. In your work with others, you will find that the best results come from one-on-one encounters. The responses that you give and receive will likely have more depth of meaning. Spend some time later today in quiet repose, and you will find this helps to fortify your soul. Enjoy the wonderful essence of this spiritually connecting day. Open yourself up to the possibilities, and you will find what you seek. Your tarot reading for today. The Empress, the High Priestess, and the Tower. You didn't take the advice given by a friend, and you are going to suffer the consequences. This draw shows a person who has failed to learn the lessons given to them by someone close, and who finds themselves in the difficult situation they were warned about. If you had listened, the problem would not have happened. You're going to blame yourself for not being attentive enough. Moreover, this is a trait people often blame you for. Once you have an idea in your mind, it's difficult to change it and convince you of its opposite. Listening to other people is one of the basics in life. If you always refuse to listen to ideas that run contrary to how you see your life, you will never evolve, and you will always end up making the same errors. We are the sum of those around us. Because we base our behavior on theirs, we are subject to their influences, we all derive benefits from the people with whom we live. If you close yourself off to this, it's because you don't want to change. Now, we all have projects and desires, but we have to give ourselves the means to achieve them. This draw is directing your attention to the dangers you run if you don't listen to the advice of others. But it also gives you a strong message: open yourself to the world, open up to others. The diversity of human thought is immeasurable wealth. The more you listen, the more you learn, the more you have the capacity to become the person you want to be. Our eyes in the sky. This is not a day of logical, rational thinking, but rather a time of tender sentiments. Emotions could run high, and there could be a need to escape reality. This might mean that we want to believe in fairy tales, although we know they're a far cry from our mundane lives. This energy can also make us overly optimistic. We want to believe the best in others even though we know that they aren't always able to live up to our expectations and hopes. However, we still want to align with the positive vibe. It doesn't hurt to keep an open mind and heart and a positive mentality. To be honest, the world could use a little more optimism. Ride the energetic high you're feeling today. We are somewhat allergic to stress at this point, and due to heightened sensitivities, it benefits us to spend our time with others who are similarly conflict-adverse. Calming environments where we are free to express ourselves tactily or creatively are good for our soul. As we are in a nurturing headspace, this aspect presents an ideal occasion to cook for loved ones or invite friends over to lounge and take the morning easy with coffee or tea. Mid-morning, our easygoing morning attitude may now have metastasized into something lazier and more lethargic than grounded and centered. Motivating ourselves can present a challenge, and we seem to operate under the potentially erroneous assumption that if something needs doing, someone else is already on it. Suppositions can make for awkward moments later, when we find that our optimism was unfounded.